Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton.
And I'm Antis.
Okay, right there. And today we are bringing you some updates. We got a pretty big information dump from James Gunn about DCU news. We haven't done one of these videos in a while, so Mantis, are you ready to jump on into it?
I'm ready. I'm not going to jump though. Not right now.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I'm
my
ready.
knees are kind of hurting. We'll like kind of just scoot over there. It's
Yeah.
fine. We'll take care of it. But we're gonna go ahead and go. All right, guys. So it has been a few weeks since we've done a news video about anything coming out of the DCU, and primarily because everything that's been coming out of the DCU, we've already known. Okay, even some of these articles that we're going to reference in today's video, there's some of the stuff like, oh, Robert Pattinson's confirmed he won't be DCU's Batman. We've known that already. We already did a video on it. But there is a lot
Yeah.
of new news that has come out, so we wanted to go ahead and do a video, catch everybody up who maybe isn't subscribed to the articles and such like that we are. So, Mantis, do you want to kick off with the news that was brought down?
Yeah. As you said, most of this is from Tech Radar, some movie web as well. But there's the first thing, of course, in this article is like you mentioned, Robinson Patton won't be the DCU Batman, which I don't, I don't know if there has been a formal announcement by Gunn, but the writing's on the wall on this. Like again, we did a video on this months ago. I feel like it's been a good minute. Um, and so yeah, that was one. Also, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Lanterns get significant filming updates, and they say significant in this article, which is actually kind of funny, because it's basically yeah, they're filming. Like that's the update. They're in the middle of
Well, I
filming.
think the big thing with filming is Supergirl is halfway through filming, right? And she's got a
Yes.
June of 2026 release date. So that's a pretty
Yeah.
big update, right? So I mean, her film is going to be just under a year after the Superman movie releases. So hopefully
Yeah,
we'll
it's that's
get.
interesting. Like that time frame, the release time,
Yeah, he's gonna be
right when
firing
they're
those
over.
fucking projects off, which we did a video on that too. But please
Yes.
continue.
Yeah, and then again, kind of Lanterns is mentioned in the same breath here, which is being billed as a new weird sci-fi take on the anthology series True Detective, which I think we talked kind of about that as well, where it was going to be more of a detective type story line there,
I was gonna say we
which
have
is
never talked about
interesting.
True Detective.
No. Well, I think we had mentioned previously that some of the rumors about the script was it was portrayed more as a true detective type. Which True Detective is that got what's her name in it? Shit, I can't remember her name. She's really hot though. Maybe
Let's
I'm
move
thinking of the
forward. I'll
wrong.
look it up.
Yeah. Yes. Put her freaking picture on here if I'm thinking of who I'm thinking of. If not, then ignore all this and cut it out. And yeah, we'll pick up where I don't sound like an idiot. Um, Continuing. That will the Lantern show, according to Deadline article, in the previous paragraph, could be released on Max in early 2026. Will star Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler as co-leads, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, as we previously mentioned as well. And Yeah, interesting release date there. So early Max or on Max early 2026. That's I'm say here's what I don't like when they say this stuff where it's like early. Like what does that mean? Does that mean like January? Does that mean March, April? Because to me, early 2026 is like January. At the very latest of the early stage would be February. So
I feel like it's like February because if you look like a lot of like these superhero movies have gotten February releases, right? Like we know Captain America, Brave and Bold just released. We've talked about how Deadpool's released in February several times. I feel like if you say early, it's like February because you don't
mhm.
want to release it in January, right? That's weird coming off of
Yeah, we talked
holidays
about
and
that.
such.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing, or
FYI,
I'll say the weird thing.
Rachel
Yeah,
McAdams or Michelle Monaghan, she's hot too. She's
Rachel
the
McAdams, I
older
think is who I was thinking
Rachel
of.
McAdams. Yeah.
Yeah,
So sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wedding Crashers. Anyway, yeah. So I guess one of the main things that we're going to talk about here next is one we haven't discussed previously, or we did. It was just kind of touching on it. Is the new Clayface movie, um, which when you think of a superhero movie or thing, everyone knows Clayface is the Batman villain. Um, but what's interesting here is, per IGN, it'll also be rated R, and it'll be
Horror.
quote from Gun quote pure fucking horror, totally real. Their version of that movie is so real and true and psychological and body horror and gross, unquote. So is like their stab at like a horror flick in a like a superhero universe type thing. It's pretty interesting. Like, especially when it's like body horror, that's to me that's like Terrifier or like a Hostel or like
Well,
that type of stuff.
so before, when it was mentioned that Clayface was going to come into Creature Commandos, we had talked about, and we in one of the other videos we have done, about whether they were going to bring him in as the monstrous Clayface that's actually big brown, literally made of
Mhm.
like clayish
Clay.
material, like the
Yeah.
namesake. I know in the original animated series he was using all that stuff on his face, and he got dumped into it. It seems like every hero or every villain back then got dumped into whatever that was their
That or
thing.
something.
Yeah, that some kind of vat of something. There was no safety protocols in any of these
Oh,
warehouses.
OSHA,
Apparently, yeah, OSHA just never
nothing.
went to Gotham. So we had debated that, or in the earlier comic books where he was a actor who could make himself look like anybody, right? That was his kind of gimmicky thing. And we see him in Creature Commandos, and he is the clay monster looking kind of dude. So although he gets exploded and we don't know any more about him, we assume he's dead. But apparently, maybe either this is going to be before Creature Commandos, or he's going to be able to put himself back together. We have seen that happen with Clayface before, so he's a little hard to kill.
Mhm.
So he's been
Yeah.
exploded many, many times. It's not never killed him. Um, so I gotta imagine maybe him coming back, and piecing himself together and all that, and what he'll do with some of the people, uh, is going to be pretty like body horror, right? You're going to see some
Mhm.
skinnings and things like that, probably. Uh, that's cool.
Maybe he
I mean,
needs to like take their skin off to use it as
he's got to
becoming
take
them,
their
I guess, type
face
thing.
off.
Oh,
Face. Oh. The eyes, nose, skin. It's coming off.
yes. Sorry.
No more
Anyway,
drugs for that
yeah,
man.
that is yeah, that is it got greenlit obviously. It's due to start filming mid 2025 if they stay on schedule with the rest of this, so you're probably looking at late 2026 on a release type of thing. It looks like they're doing like a year and a half is kind of their sweet spot there. So, who knows, that's if it
Well,
doesn't get pushed back.
what it seems like their schedule's doing is they're doing a movie and then a TV show, movie, TV show, movie, TV show. So you
Mhm.
always have some kind of DCU project out, right? Um,
Smart.
yeah. And then I believe
Mhm.
we got some Booster Gold news. So good old good old Booster here. He got some news. Now, at first, it seemed a little worrisome, but then they did another update where at first it looked like we were going to be pushing Booster Gold back. Um,
Mhm.
there was a writer, they had found a writer that had fallen out, and it looks like they have just gotten another one. So Booster's ready to go,
Fell out a
but they
window.
obviously got to write it, right? And they got to. And James Gunn has said many times he's not just going to release garbage. He's going to wait until the script is
Mhm.
exactly perfect. But at least they have a writer for now. The God only knows what's going to happen. But um, it seems like things didn't fare so well for Waller or the Authority, which I'm okay with
Now,
Waller, man. I don't like Waller.
I don't either, and it's literally I know the I don't know. People are just gonna say you're racist because you don't like the one black character that they have
No,
in the
here's the
movie.
thing.
It's like,
I love Viola Davis, and who's the other girl that played her?
oh, from Suicide Squad. Talking about the old Suicide Squad. You talking about?
There's been 2 actresses to play her. I'm thinking from the Green Lantern movie, and then Viola Davis.
Oh,
I can't remember what
uh,
her name is who
we'll put it
plays
on the
them.
we'll put it on the
I'll put it
screen.
on the screen, but I actually think both of them, I just can't think of her name. I actually think both of those actresses are great. It's just I don't like the character Waller. I just don't
Yeah.
like. I just not a fan of her.
I don't like the fact that she's kind of a stuck-up bitch. Like, that's how I would describe her. Like, I don't say entitled or whatever. Like, she wants power, but it's only like she wants it. She wants to have like underhanded power. She doesn't want the spot. I don't know. Just the way she does things isn't like overtly evil, and I hate that. I want like a villain that's. I mean, because she's really bad, right? Like, she's not really even an anti-hero. She's like a bad guy. But
So the thing is, she works for like certain, obviously she's
yeah,
Cadmus Lab, but they have ties to the government, right? So take that for what you will. But so she's following or she's working with the government right now, maybe splinter factions of the government and things like that. But she is working with them. Now I will tell you,
I
so it's
just
Angela Bassett who played
okay.
the original. I think she's phenomenal actress, and again, so is Viola Davis. Like, I think they're all great who have played them. I just don't like I
I
don't
don't
like that.
care either.
Like we see her in or in a Black Adam, and she's like, I can call down people who aren't from this world, and boom, Superman shows up. I'm like, Superman would never be your bitch.
My name is Amanda Waller. I can call in a favor and send people who aren't from this planet.
Black Adam.
First and foremost,
No,
he's not going to do that. Um, Even in Peacemaker, she calls the Justice League down there. I don't like her because first off, the Justice League never trust her, never like work with her. I'm not a fan of her character or the way it portrays. I think it's decently done. I'm just not a fan of the character, right? You're
yeah,
allowed to
that's what I
not like
mean.
characters.
Yeah. Yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, and the thing is too, I'm with you. I'm in the same vein. Like, I just don't like the fact that she tiptoes the line. And I don't and it's written that way too. I would rather her be okay in the first if she's going to be in a movie, like the first couple times you see her, like, and I know there's already comic books obviously out there with Waller in it. It's just can we not make her like deform, like make her turn into some fucking monster, or she can shapeshift, or she gets power, like just because she controls part of a like for lack of a better term, what do they call it in the the deep state, like that's kind of what it is, right? Like she's going against the authority of the elected officials of the United States government, and they're kind of doing their own thing under the CIA or whatever. It's just like I hate that storyline. I think it's just dumb and overused, and I want to see the bad guy, if she's going to turn fully bad like that, just have her fucking go for it.
Well,
That's what I want to see.
the ironic thing is that's kind of the same thing with the authority, right? They're not good guys, but they're not bad guys. They
Yeah.
they want things to like they want peace, they want these things, but they have their own way of going about it, and they don't care. They're like Peacemaker. I don't care how many men, women, and children I got to kill to get it, right? I'm quoting. Don't
Yeah.
don't don't ban us, YouTube. I was just quoting something. I'm not saying that. That's what Peacemaker says. Don't freak out, YouTube. But like they're kind of like that, right? They're and they
Mhm.
that's why they butt heads with the Green Lantern Corps and all that. So it's interesting that those are both similar. Like the Authorities, obviously a group, but similar natured thinking, and those are the two put on
Mhm.
hold, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's the kind of going on with the authority. Since you mentioned it, yeah, that kind of got backburnered, and really for a different reason though. It's like here, Gunn is quoted as saying it's talking about the authority. It's the one that got messed with through all the other things that were happening. I don't know what he's talking about there. The other things that were happening. The script had a harder time coming along. The reason Gunn and Safran said it's difficult to make a superhero movie or TV show that takes a cynical approach to the comic book medium, which the Authority source material obviously does. And he compares it, despite huge success that the Boys TV adaptation had at Prime Video, the pair added that audiences may have grown tired of such projects, hence the decision to put the Authority on the back burner. I understand that approach, and there are, like, you could say the Boys is a niche thing. It's the over the top anti-hero group is what they are, like way over the top. And if you're going to try and make the same thing where the Boys just kind of is it's been out for a few years. Like I could see where they don't even want to go down that road right now. And even have that battle. You got to pick your battles, and that's one I kind of agree with them on.
And with that and putting the authority on hold and all of that, we did get another couple of kind of interesting updates, right? Now, for those of you who have been following the channel and following the news that's going on with the Superman movie, we know that James Gunn had initially said there would be no reshoots. We did a video titled "No New Reshoots." Okay. Then it came out that they were going to do a 1.5 day uh, pickup shot going out in California. They needed some pickup shots, some additional footage to help with some of the scenes, right? Not there would be no actors, no any of this stuff. Well, now James Gunn has come out and said that they are actually reshooting a few scenes. Now, unlike Captain America, that basically kind of underwent a story change and they had to reshoot a lot of the movie, a lot of this, at least seemingly, he hasn't come out and said it yet, but we know for sure. You just know that the hate that the flying scene with David Corn Sweat, we know that's going to get reshot, right? He hadn't said that one is, but you know that is, right? Because he's had the length of time from principal photography of most movies. He's got over 5 months from the time that trailer released, and people hate on that scene to reshoot that. Why wouldn't you, right? So we know he's going to reshoot that scene and make that look better. And I'm sure they're going to go through and they probably scrutinize the footage and any other things that people were hating on. They're going to go ahead and reshoot, because why wouldn't you go ahead and try to fix that?
Yep.
Right. So, uh, yep. Now there are going to be some reshoots confirmed by James Gunn, but like again, I think it would be a bigger disservice to fans if that many people are complaining about it to not fix it when you have the time. So I'm okay with those reshoots, right? Because you're not reshooting to change the story. You're reshooting to make the scene look better that you already shot and had in mind. It's just maybe it didn't come out so well, right? We've gone into many lengthy discussions about when you're shooting things, how things just don't go right, right? The shot that you thought looked good, when you go and watching it back in post, you're like, fuck, I want to reshoot that. Those reshoots I'm fine with. It's story reshoots of, the story failed test audiences, now we got to just reshoot the whole damn movie. That I think you need to plan better ahead of time.
Yeah, I agree. I think, the storyline in this film, they're not it's going to be an upbeat, hopeful story. We know this, that James Gunn has taken that approach with it. I agree with you. I don't think they're doing reshoots to change the story. Could be wrong. But I don't think that's the case. I think, like they did test screenings, and some of the feedback they got, they were they were they were like, well, we're gonna have to redo this, because like I was telling you, it was like, it doesn't matter what the director or the actors, or even really necessarily the studio, think about the film. It matters what the audience thinks about it, because that's who's paying money to go see it.
So, and that's what it comes down to. So if you do test screenings, now again, I don't know what the test screening people got to see, but we've only, for us normal fans, we've only seen a teaser trailer, and then we got to see extra 4 seconds of a teaser trailer expanded. There's still talks on when we're going to get the actual full length trailer, right? So, uh, yeah, gotta imagine. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, we're around 4 months from this coming out, like, so they've got to start here soon. Hopefully, no, because normally you do get a couple teaser trailers, TV teaser trailers, but also you do get what, like, 2 or 3 full length trailers that they release. And I can't imagine they would do the same for this film. So they're going to start coming out here within the next month. I'd imagine in March we're going to get something.
If not March, I could see April, just because, and we've done several. Actually, the next one we're going to get ready to record is about more of the comic books. But April starts the summer of Superman, so I imagine we're going to see a trailer drop sometime maybe it'll kick off the summer of Superman, right? Because we also know that Action Comics is going to do a reprint of Action Comics #1, June 1938, the first appearance of Superman. So
Can't wait for that.
yeah, can't wait for that. But I gotta imagine you want to get the hype going. You'll release a awesome trailer. I'm really hoping we see a trailer before then, but I could see us getting maybe a second one by then. But who
Yeah.
knows? That's above my pay grade here. Just because he's so busy, like normally we do converse with James Gunn through X or Threads.
Oh yeah.
At you, me, and
He
DC
never was
here.
wanted to come on He never wanted to come on video, but yeah, we talked to him.
We talked to him quite a bit. We bounce ideas back and forth to here and all this other stuff here because he's just like,
It's not a big deal or anything.
Yeah, just it is what it is. But we'll as soon as we find out from him, we'll let you guys know, and we will obviously react to the full trailer.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, if you have made it with us this far, we definitely thank you. Consider giving this video a like. Okay, about time you did your job. Subscribing to the channel.
One thing.
And having the bell notifications clicked so you do not miss any of not only our news on the DCU, but we have begun our series breakdowns of what is going on in the comics, starting with the Absolute series, as well as the Justice League Unlimited series that have just come out from All In Comics. So have those notifications clicked, be subscribed. You'll be able to see those videos. We're trying to bring those out as quick as is humanly possible after the issue's release. So going forward, spoiler alert. So, Mantis, do you have anything else?
No, just keep an eye out. Like I said, we appreciate everyone watching, and go check out the comic videos we're making because they're really good. We've enjoyed getting back into them and reading them. So
Yes, we have. So, guys, actually, we're getting ready to go ahead and do that video as well. So, for this episode of You, Me, and DC, that's going to wrap it up. Until next time, we'll see you then.
later.